me! Bomb me!
You will go one-on-one with The Undertaker!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hit the Books, the only weekly Smackdown versus Raw fantasy booking podcast. I am your host, the writer of Monday Night Raw, Ryan Knightsey. With me, as always, is the man of 1,000 nicknames, the host of Friday Night Smackdown, Mikey, man, Freddy. Mikey, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, but do you hear that? Do you hear something?
No. Is there like a ringing happening? Is there?
Yeah, it sounds like a ringing because it's time for a Taco Bell update.
Oh, we're going right into the bell. Oh man, we're going right into the bell. Hit me with the bell, my dude. Oh, hold on. Before we hit into the bell, can we talk about it? How are you doing, my man? Like, legit. Like, last week you weren't on the show at all.
Oh, yeah.
We should address that first before we address the bell.
I should probably address that. Okay, so last week I got a tooth pulled. I literally went to the dentist to see why my tooth was hurting, and I sat down. They sat me down. They're like, all right, we're just gonna take an X-ray real quick. They gave me an X-ray, sat me back down in the chair, and then they sent me to the front desk to pay $215 to get my tooth extracted. And I was like, excuse me? And then I went back in, and the nurse was like, all right, do you know what's going on? I'm like, not really. And she's like, what, the doctor didn't tell you? I was like, no one told me. She's like, well, your tooth has to come out. And I was like, why? And then she showed me the X-ray, and there's just a big black spot on one of my teeth because it was just really badly decayed. And she was like, that's why. And I was like, good call. We'll do that. Let's do that. Just take it out.
Jesus Christ.
So I went from going to the dentist to see why my tooth was hurting to getting it ripped out in the same day.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
And I couldn't really talk without drooling all over myself, so I didn't think it was a good idea to record last week. But I am back. Tooth is gone. Pain is very minimal, and I could talk without making a mess of myself. So we're here.
That's good. That's good. How, not to go into too intricate of a detail, but how decayed was it, I guess would be the question?
I think they said they had no other choice but to take it out. It was so bad.
So bad. More than 50%?
It wasn't good. Yeah, it was.
It was
rough.
Were any
and
other?
Then they showed me the tooth afterwards, and I was like, oh God.
Oh my! This is what Mountain Dew does to you. Mountain Dew to you? There. Damn it. Speaking of Mountain, I hate to go into the Taco Bell update because it's like, oh, I got my tooth extracted. Now let's eat Taco Bell.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta bring up the vibe. So the Taco Bell update is a good. Let's get in here. Let's think outside the bun.
Think outside the tooth. That's nothing. Oh. That was nothing.
So recently, Taco Bell announced their new pineapple whip freeze.
Hold on. What the fuck are you? What the fuck are you talking about, sir?
Look it up. It's called pineapple whip freeze. It's like a pineapple freezy, but it has like a vanilla swirl inside. And I saw it, and it looked really, really good. So I went to Taco Bell on Monday. I got my usual order, and then I added on one of those freezes. And my dude, it's awesome. It's really, really good.
I'm trying to see the picture with the actual. Oh my God! Oh Jesus Christ!
It's really, really good. You got like the nice, like sweet tart of the pineapple with like just the sweet of the vanilla swirl in the middle, and it's pretty bomb.
So it's kind of like the Baja Blast, but pineapple.
It's just a freezy. Like they have a bunch of different flavors of freezy. Yeah.
Oh my God, this looks. I'm not a fan of pineapple, so I'm never gonna have
Starburst freezes. They've had a bunch of different flavors of freezes in the past.
I'm not a huge fan of pineapple, so I'm never going to have this, but I am a huge fan of free, so if this eventually becomes free, I'm grabbing me a bottle, can, jug, plastic cup, yeah, I guess is the word.
Pineapple whip freeze, really good if you ever go to Taco Bell. It's like new for the summer, and it is delicious.
I can't believe after you got your tooth removed, you had a pineapple whip freeze.
It was like 3 days after.
Still, like...
And the pain was mostly gone.
Is there anything you could do to, like, make sure it doesn't happen again? Like...
I don't know. Probably.
Drink more pineapple whipped freezes?
But I wanted a pineapple whipped freeze, Ryan. Have you seen how good it looks?
It looks like a yellow icy. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, basically, right?
It's pineapple flavored. It's just good.
Oh my god!
And you drink it through a straw. It's delicious.
Well, thanks for your. It sounds like you've had an eventful week, basically.
Yeah, I got my tooth pulled and I had a pineapple whipped freeze. It's been
there's
one of the better weeks of quarantine, I guess you could say.
One of the more
eventful.
I was gonna say, at the very least, eventful weeks in quarantine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, nothing's happening over on the Atlanta compound. My mom came in town for Celebrate Memorial Day weekend, which is nice, but. This is no slight against my mom in any capacity, but you know how
hopefully your mom doesn't listen to this show.
No, she's a big fan. She loves fantasy booking and statistics.
Hi, Ryan's mom. I miss Nightsea.
So I love my mom, and it happens to like other family members as well. And I think you maybe you'll agree with this or not. But do you ever have like the feeling every once in a while that like when someone comes in town or whatever, you have to almost like put up like a front a little bit. I'm not saying I'm putting it like I'm being like a whole different person. It's just like there's a little bit of like a drain to a visit from people that you love. Yeah. That's like, oh man. So I'm just like I'm like slightly tired. And it was also my weekend, so I lost my weekend. But I love my mom. We had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna say like I hated the trip. It was great seeing her. Obviously, with the pandemic happening, there wasn't a lot to do. But she's a fan. She actually wanted to do this like before the pandemic started. She's a fan of the show Walking Dead, which, if you don't know, is filmed in Atlanta or around Atlanta. So what we did on Sunday was literally just drive around Atlanta, Marietta, Sonoya, and just saw like a bunch of like landmarks from this TV show from like season 1 to 3, I think.
That's cool.
Have you ever seen the show, Mikey?
I've seen one episode.
Dang, never mind. Every time I tell this story to someone, I'm like, have you seen the show? And they're like, I've seen like an episode. I'm like, okay, then never mind.
Sorry, bud.
Everyone I know has not seen it. And I've seen like up to like season 5 or 6 or whatever. I think they're on like season a billion or whatever at this point. But yeah, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've described
I don't know. I just never got into it, I guess.
That's fine. I described it to people as like a lot of people are like, oh, it's a zombie apocalypse sort of thing. I was like, not really. Really, the show's like a soap opera set in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
That like you got to look at it like that, and maybe that's why it's still doing great because soap operas lasted for a bajillion years.
They're still out. They're still going.
They're still going, baby. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad you got the pineapple whip freeze to cool you down in these hot New Jersey suns.
It was very good.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad your tooth is feeling better. And I imagine you're feeling even more better when the poll results came in from our Twitter poll about last week's card.
I credit my win to Jesse.
Why would you credit your win to not the full win, surely? I mean,
well, because the last few weeks I've presented my card, I lost, and then the 1 week Jesse presents my card, I win. Coincidence? I don't think so.
I think that is you're not giving yourself enough credit for writing a good card. I mean, you wrote a good card.
Also, to be clear, yes, both of the women's matches last week from SmackDown were the tournament matches.
Okay, yeah. And
just to clear that up.
And to also clear that up, my question for you, did you put Matt Riddle and Samoa Joe simply because of Samoa Bro?
Yes.
And also, are you like everything we do on the show, are you some sort of precog that knew the news about Matt Riddle before it might be happening? Have you heard about this, Mikey?
I have not.
Apparently, according to Meltzer, Matt Riddle is being called up to SmackDown.
Incredible.
I saw that and I was like, you son of a bitch. The precog show happens again.
Also, I did hear Drew Gulak re-signed.
Yes, I did. I heard he got re-signed, so I slapped him back on your roster.
Yes, and I did use him this week.
Yeah, so good. Oh, well, there we go.
Spoiler alert, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see a thing also that, like, we cut a bunch of roster members when it all happened. But I did see a thing that, like, WWE was planning to bring back some people. So I guess we'll just be on the lookout to see of any of those people that were cut who might come back. Obviously, there are some people that are already, like, dead and gone. I mean, the only person I can really think of is, I think, as of recording, Deonna Purrazzo.
Yeah.
Who showed up on Impact last night at the time of recording.
Interesting. That I didn't know about.
A couple days ago. Yeah. Can I hold on? We're going to look at Impact. So you know about Impact.
Yes, I know of Impact.
Do you know, can I read you the roster list of their women's division?
Yes. I know of two now. I know Deonna Purrazzo and Kylie Ray.
Yes.
And Tessa Blanchard.
We got Alicia Edwards, Deonna Purrazzo, Jessica Havoc.
Oh, and Kiera Hogan.
Jordan Grace, Kiera Hogan, Kimberly, Kylie Ray, Madison Ray, Rose.
I didn't know Kimberly was on Impact.
She just debuted like last week. Madison Ray, Rosemary, Sue Young, Tasha Steelz, Taya Valkyrie, Tennille Dashwood, and Tessa Blanchard.
It's pretty good women's division.
It's stacked.
It's a pretty stacked women's division.
It's and I should say, Mikey, like Kylie Ray, Tasha Steelz, Kimberly, Deonna Purrazzo, all, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly, all signed during the pandemic.
Wild.
They're like, whoa, okay, everyone's let's just scoop up and take these people for our own. I'm not gonna blame.
I think Kylie Ray was right before.
It was something like as
I think
it was
she
happening.
signed right before, but her debut was during.
Yeah. I don't quite remember. It was like, I think it was like right around the beginning.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, crazy time happening over Impact. Maybe I gotta take more look at. Oh my god, what am I trying to say? Have more eyes focused on Impact.
Especially now that I know Kimberly's over there. I watched a ton of Kimberly matches when I was doing Indy 500, and that was just, they were all awesome.
Yeah, like that whole roster is like, oh my god, what is happening? And Tessa Blanchard's like the world champion over there, so it's like, I guess, granted, she's stuck in Mexico right now, but it's still a stacked roster. Well, speaking of stacked rosters, I guess we should get to our show. Like I alluded to earlier, Mikey, you won the poll this week. So I guess shout out to the assist, I'll say, of Jesse last week for helping sell your card for you last week.
Thank you, Jesse.
You won the poll 57% to 43%, so very close yet again, but this time going to you. So congrats to you, Mikey.
Thank you. I'm stoked. I'm glad to have another win under my belt after it's been a minute.
Yeah, I believe, what is it? I wrote down what it was. I believe the record now is 4-2, maybe?
Yes, I think that's correct.
I think it's 4-2. I don't know where it is, but somewhere in our Twitter feed I tweeted it. I believe it's 4-2. So good job. You got another win on your belt. That does mean that I'm going to have to get the randomizer hit on me, and I'm going to go first. So I guess I'll open up here real quick.
Yes, please.
Raw. I should say, if you don't know what the show is, Smackdown versus Raw, fantasy booking podcast. Basically, I handle Raw, Mikey handles Smackdown. We both write every single storyline, match, result, match itself, backstage segment. We write all those things, and then, the audience votes in the polls every week, and the loser has to get the randomizer pulled on them. So someone can get injured, you could take a superstar from me, whatever may happen. That's basically the premise of the show. Anyways, Roman Reigns opens up Raw. Commentators are going to note here that Roman has been silent on social media for 2 weeks. Ever since the Firefly Funhouse segment 2 weeks ago. Roman says that 2 weeks ago, Bray Wyatt was doing his best to mix up the pot, and whatever is up with this corporate fiend, he's not having it, and he calls out Bray Wyatt. Corporate Funhouse Bray walks out. Funhouse Bray, but he's wearing a jacket. He's wearing a suit jacket. Bray goes for a firm handshake. Roman ignores it.
Firm handshake.
Going for a little cold shoulder there. Bray mentions that he's going to have to talk to PR department about this. Roman tells Bray to cut the bullshit.
Do you mean the HR department?
PR department? Yeah, HR department. No, he's going to start broadcasting and publishing.
I mean, I guess they both work. It could be like personal relations, maybe. I don't know. Fuck it.
No, human resources, definitely, baby. Roman says that Bray needs to cut the bullshit. What he's doing is wrong and needs to own up to it. Bray chuckles and says that he's just looking up to his hero, Roman Reigns, and doing the same thing he does, gossiping at the water cooler, making small talk to the receptionist, sucking up to the boss. You see, Roman, the boss wants him to end you, and what the boss says goes, right? And maybe you fessing up to your actions is a way to save yourself first. Roman steps up to Bray and asks if Bray is insinuating that he attacked Aleister Black. Bray responds saying that only Roman knows in his heart what is true, which Roman responds sucker punching Bray Wyatt in the jaw.
Whoa! Roman getting aggressive.
Bray Wyatt is on the ground saying that this is good. Let the anger out, Roman. Do what you always do and fight to get what you want. Roman goes to beat down on Bray but stops. Bray Wyatt gets up and tells Roman that he's doing good and maybe he won't tell HR about this conversation. But before I go, just know, Roman, hang in there.
He rejected a handshake and wants to tell HR, but then Roman punches him in the face and he's like, nah, let that one slide.
Yeah. He's like, before I go, just hang in there. We're all rooting for you. And then he starts a Roman chant and leaves.
Whew.
Roman.
I like it. And I'm sure the crowd will go along with it because they love Bray Wyatt.
Yes. Next up is the first match, which is a tag team match. Bianca Belair and Naomi. They're taking on two NXT roster members, sort of like not really a jobber match, obviously, but like I wanted to showcase a little NXT talent of Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter.
Ooh.
Team Ninja or something, I think is what they call themselves.
Probably.
Bianca Belair and Naomi obviously get the win here. I should note that Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley were on commentary during this match.
Ooh, spicy.
But, of course, Bianca Belair and Naomi get the win.
All right, cool.
Next up is a backstage segment. It's the New Day who are getting ready. The New Day, the reunited New Day with Kofi Kingston and everything. They're getting ready in Gorilla. The Usos walk up and talk to the New Day. They tell them that out of respect and everything...
Classic bros.
Classic bros. Out of respect and everything that's going down with them, they got their back. They'll look into everything and try to find some solid evidence on Seth Rollins and the LLC. Because, of course, last week we found out that the LLC were paid to attack the New Day, and it may appear that maybe Rollins was the one that paid it.
Interesting.
So they're going to look for solid evidence. The New Day, of course, thank the Usos. Yeah, the New Days, of course, thank the Usos, and Big E does the intro.
Of course.
Classic. Which leads into a match. Kofi Kingston one-on-one with...
I like the idea of them finishing their conversation and Big E being like, all right, cool. Anyway, grabs a mic. Oh!
No, they dab each other up. There's like, oh, nice respect out there. And then, of course, he has going straight into the, Orlando. Okay, which leads, of course, into a singles match. What does he say? He says something new. He said something like, for the people watching at home or something. Don't you dare be sour. Everybody watching at home. It's like something like that. Anyways, this leads into a singles match, of course. Kofi Kingston versus Seth Rollins.
Ooh.
Of course, Woods and Big E by Kingston's side. Murphy by Seth Rollins' side.
I like this. It kind of like is a hint to their match after in real life when they both won their titles at Mania, and the Raw after Mania they had a champion versus champion match.
Yeah, of course, but also, of course, in our universe,
that never happened.
In our universe, that not only did not happen, but here we got Kofi Kingston trying to get some redemption, and he does. Kofi Kingston wins this match.
Nice. All right.
So
I like it.
New Day gets some solid redemption over what, seemingly redemption. We have no confirmed evidence that Seth Rollins was the person paying off the LLC, but it is some redemption.
It's pretty implied.
It's implied. Just like, so we have two mysteries. Thoughts on these two mysteries that I have brewing, Mikey?
It's like a new it's the wrestling version of Serial on Raw.
Who do you think paid off the LLC, and who is your lead suspects for paying off the LLC? Who attacked
Aleister Black and who paid off LLC?
Yeah.
So I think my lead
attack New Day.
So my lead suspects in the LLC mystery is the Disciples.
Okay.
I think still. I think that makes no sense. Who else would want to take out the New Day besides the people who are having a feud with the New Day right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Roman did it. I think that Roman attacked Aleister Black. I think he's lying. I think the circumstances were too convenient to have him get into that Money in the Bank match, and I think it lined up too well.
Mm-hmm.
And Roman got the most opportunity out of it, so I think he had the most motive.
Okay. This is all good information for me. It's like, okay, where does the audience sit? Okay, well, next up, we have a backstage segment. Carmella walks up to Shayna Baszler backstage, sort of like she's trying to calm, she's walking up like she's trying to calm a wild animal.
Mm-hmm.
Carmella says that she has an idea on how to deal with Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. Carmella says that she knows that Shayna Baszler is aggressive as hell. In fact, she's still got some bruises healing from the women's Money in the Bank match. But the thing is that no matter what, no matter how aggressive Shayna Baszler is, she's going to get outnumbered every time. So Carmella proposes that she and Baszler team up and take on Bliss and Jax next week. Baszler responds asking why the hell should she work with Carmella. Carmella says, slightly scared about Baszler's aggressive tones. Says that, hey, if they win next week, she's worked out a deal where they can both challenge Nia Jax for the women's Money in the Bank briefcase at Backlash.
Wow.
So all
right.
It behooves Shayna Baszler to work together.
Interesting.
Baszler steps back and says, fine. Carmella goes for like a fist pump, and Baszler just straight up leaves.
I like that. She's like, yeah, hit me.
Ooh.
All right, maybe next
time. Talking to HR on this one. A lot of missed opportunities here. Next up, we have The Miz taking on Jinder Mahal. Jinder, of course, making his singles action return here.
Because nothing can hinder the Jinder.
Nothing at all. In fact, The Miz wins, so I guess something did hinder Jinder. Just sorry, Jinder. The Miz gets the victory. Trying to get, he beats Bo Dallas, and now he beats Jinder. So The Miz is on a weird tear, I guess.
Just the way you were like, yeah, nothing at all. Anyway, Miz wins.
Yeah, so, that's the dealio with Jinder. Still on the bottom of the thing. Can I reveal
Still being injured.
Can I reveal a behind the scenes thing?
Yes.
Because it's obviously not happening anymore. LLC was not supposed to have Cesaro in the tag team. It was supposed to be Jinder Mahal.
Okay, well, but then they wouldn't have had their cool name.
I know. I would have had to think of something else. But the idea was that I was going to do Bobby Lashley and Jinder Mahal tagging together as these two brute big guys to boost up Jinder Mahal a little bit. But,
all right, really quick. What was it? Rattle off a tag team name for Bobby Lashley and Jinder Mahal.
I don't know. The Powerhouses, the All Mahals.
The Almighty Maharaja.
All of these are bad. Either way, so I saw that Jinder Mahal was set to make a return, and then he didn't for a couple more weeks. And I was like, oh shit! Then I have no idea if he actually is good or not, because who knows for certain. So I just quickly swapped out Mahal with Cesaro, and got Jinder, and now Jinder's sitting in the background. So sorry, Jinder.
Sorry, Jinder. Your time in the sun isn't coming yet.
No, not yet. You missed out on an opportunity. That's what. Don't be injured, man. Don't be injured. That's on you.
Don't get hurt, dude. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Don't get hurt.
Next up is a video package. It's going over Paul Heyman's promo last week, which was, of course, Paul Heyman being like, I want some challengers. I got my eye on everyone, which led into this sort of Heyman hustle match, fatal four-way thing with Keith Lee, Styles, Bryan, and Sheamus.
Nice.
Yeah, basically the whole premise of that, Mikey, was that kind of like Paul Heyman's pitching people that he thinks maybe be potential challengers to Brock. So he's hand selected those 4 people.
All right.
Yeah, so good on him. Next up, we have a singles match. It's Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan. Which Sheamus gets the victory over Daniel Bryan.
Ooh, interesting. It reminds me of the old rivalry between them for the World Heavyweight Championship.
This match does not last 18 seconds though, or however 8 seconds, whatever it was. After the match, however, Sheamus grabs the microphone and talks directly to the back, talks to Paul Heyman, and says that he doesn't give a shit about Brock Lesnar.
Whoa, breaking out the S word. Chuck Taylor, are you okay?
He says, I'm here for the Intercontinental Championship, the most prestigious title in all of sports entertainment, not some fruit roll-up being held by some guerrilla farmer.
Okay.
Sheamus doesn't give 2 shits about the Universal Champion. Well, he gave 1 shit, I should say.
He gave a little bit of a shit.
And then, out of nowhere, Brock Lesnar comes out, F5 Sheamus, and leaves. So Sheamus got F5'd by Brock Lesnar, and he's like, I don't give a crap, so
wow.
That's it.
You say Brock Lesnar's name 3 times in the reflection of the Universal title, he will appear.
Yeah. Next up, backstage interview with John Morrison. John says that Sheamus is a fool, obviously, giving up a shot at the world title, just straight up foolish.
All right. Check off one of Brock's appearances on Raw.
Yeah, there we go.
For this year.
Yep. Just a reminder that we have he is on the roster. He is present. I also love the idea of just bringing in Brock to do like that one bit and leave. It's just the reminder.
And everyone just becomes afraid to talk shit about Brock as they're scared he's just gonna like randomly appear at F5 them and leave.
Exactly. Obviously, John Morrison says that Sheamus is being a fool. He's never going to take the IC title. Neither is The Miz. You see, at Money in the Bank, I did what I had to do to make sure I retain my IC title. I know I can beat The Miz, no sweat, but I just didn't want to deal with his BS. I don't need to prove myself to anyone in the WWE Universe. I'm the guy holding this title, not Sheamus, not The Miz. Me, John Morrison, the Shaman of Sexy, the Monday Night Delight, the Guru of Greatness, the Prince of Parkour, the Mayor of Slamtown, me, your Intercontinental Champion. And then he leaves.
I love it.
Side note here that in the background of this interview, we see King Corbin talking to LLC.
Bold. I like the background. The background. Are there going to be LLCC?
We'll say it again.
Are they going to be LLCC?
I don't know. You'll have to find out next week.
Lana, Lashley, Corbin, Cesaro.
It's for all those eagle-eyed viewers.
It's like next week you have to do the thing where it's like, it's an ARG. You have to point out the hints.
Exactly. We'll talk about it.
Just put them in a big red circle.
We'll talk about it on the bump. And then we get to our main event matchup, which is AJ Styles against Keith Lee. Just a solid singles action. Again, all these people have, Paul Heyman has their eyes on all these people. AJ Styles, however, gets the victory 2 weeks in a row, wins the Fatal 4-Way, then beats Keith Lee.
Awesome. So, big moves for Keith Lee and big moves for AJ Styles.
Even bigger moves for AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles.
I like that. I like that Keith Lee is just taking on main event player after main event player, just like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, I know. He beat Roman, and then he lost to. He didn't get pinned last week in the Fatal 4-Way, but now he's lost to AJ Styles. AJ Styles, I also wanted to have AJ Styles be more in the main event scene now that he's out of IC title picture.
Fair enough.
So I was like, plus I needed someone. I need to bring some people up now that Roman's gone. So I think it's the best way. And I like using Keith Lee. I like Keith Lee a lot, and I think I've been giving him a lot of good opportunities.
I agree.
Hopefully, it's putting him over. That's the goal. The goal is I'm trying to build a star.
That's fair. I think it's working.
Thank you. Well, that's my Monday Night Raw, Mikey. What do you think?
I thought it was great. I like the reference to the Heyman Hustle match. I like Brock Lesnar just showing up and leaving randomly.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you're doing with your women's division, getting those tag teams established, making them challengers for my women's tag team champions.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was a great Raw.
Yeah, no. If you liked my Monday Night Raw booking, then go vote in the poll at Hit the Books Pod. If you liked Raw, go vote there. I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to get more people in the main event scene now that Roman's gone. Roman's dealing with corporate fiend, and obviously we're all trying to lead up to Backlash, which is in a couple weeks from now. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Did I announce anything this week for Backlash? No, not yet. I haven't announced anything yet. But I know what matches may be coming down the line, so get ready for that, folks. But yeah, so that's Raw. Do you want to ruin my life now?
Yes, I would love to. No, I don't love doing this to you, Ryan. It's just part of the show, man. Nothing personal.
Oh, good.
It's just business.
That makes me feel worse because I love doing it to you. I'm the heel. I'm the heel, baby.
And what is this one? This is new.
I don't know what it is. You gotta read it out for me, baby. Why do I keep saying baby all of a sudden? I don't know why. But anyways, what's happening?
All right, so my randomizer got pick'ems. Change the result of one of the other's matches.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So change the results of one of my matches. You can, I had Belair and Naomi defeating Kenta and Carter, Kofi Kingston defeating Seth Rollins, Miz defeating Jinder Mahal, Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan, and AJ Styles defeating Keith Lee. You can change the result. I mean, you can make it a DQ, I guess. You can make it someone else, the other person wins. Totally up to you. You get to change my results, and I'll have to work around and work from there.
I'm looking at this card here, and I think I know what I want to change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you your main event is safe.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Seth Rollins beat Kofi Kingston.
Okay, that's fine. That's not too bad in my opinion.
I just think it's a good heel win for Seth Rollins, and I think it could add a little more heat to this fire.
I don't like it as much. I'm upset.
I don't know what your plans were, but I like Seth Rollins winning. So
I'm okay with Seth Rollins. I'm okay with Seth Rollins winning. I just wanted Kofi to have a win on his, like a singles win on his return.
That's fair.
But that's fine. I guess it gets Seth Rollins some heel heat, and it doesn't mess up too much for me. I don't think. I'll just have to maybe adjust some stuff. I think that's fine. It's fine. Okay, cool. Then there we go. You messed up my stuff. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, kind sir. Thank you, benevolent randomizer gods.
Anytime I win, Ryan.
I'm just gonna take. I was afraid that it was gonna be something worse, honestly.
All right. I don't think that was so bad though.
That's doable. It could have been. You know what would have been worse? You know what you could have been real cruel about?
Any injury?
Any injury. No, but what would have been crueler for you, which obviously we've already done it. We're not going to take it back now. No take backsies. If you had Jinder Mahal win.
I was thinking about it, but then I was like, nah.
That would have been like, if you did that, I'd be like,
I was thinking about it. Honestly, my first thought was, ooh, I could unhinder the Jinder.
You could have. I'm surprised you didn't. That would have ruined me. Maybe not ruined me, but I'm gonna have to be like, shit, how do I work around this? I wanted. It's my first randomizer pick in a while. I wanted it to be effective. I didn't want to just use it on a meme. You could. No, I'm not saying use it on a meme. You could have really hindered me.
Oh, gotcha.
You could have no longer hindered Jinder and applied the hindering to
unhindered Jinder and hindered Ryan.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's Raw. What's happening on SmackDown? What's happening on the Blue Blair?
The Blue Brand. Over on the Blue Brand, we got Randy Orton opening up SmackDown.
Okay.
Orton begins. Let's cut right to the chase, shall we? Braun, you want a shot at this title over my shoulder? You think you're worthy of a shot? If you think so, you'll have to come out here and prove it to me first. So, Braun, come on out here and show me why, insert SpongeBob meme here, the monster among men, deserves a shot at the Viper. You know the one where he's like the chicken and it's like all the uppercase and lowercase letters, like the mocking.
No. Oh yes,
really?
no,
yeah.
yes.
I was like, really? Yeah, where it's like he says in like a mocking voice, deserves a shot at the Viper. Orton waits in the ring patiently. Then Braun's music hits, and Orton waits. No Braun. Orton says, "What's wrong, Braun? Don't you want it?" Then the Titantron comes on to show Braun laid out backstage with paramedics checking up on him. They get him onto a stretcher and into an ambulance and drive him away. We cut back to Orton, who has a grim smile on his face. He then just shrugs his shoulders, and he leaves the ring.
Who attacked Braun? You're stealing my bookings.
I think, okay, but this one I think is much more obvious who attacked Braun.
It was Roman. It was Roman. I knew it.
He's hopping back and forth.
I knew it. Oh, man.
So that's our show opener right there.
Okay. I guess we'll find out more. Yeah.
Our match number 1 is One Nation versus Mustache Mountain, with One Nation coming out on top with the victory. Okay. Which leads
Wait,
nicely.
You said One Nation wins?
One Nation beats Mustache Mountain.
Okay. One Nation getting this ride to the gold.
Oh, yeah. Leads nicely into our next segment, which is a post-match interview with One Nation about the words of Heavy Machinery last week. Cruz responds, "We appreciate the fact that the tag team champions think so highly of us. However, we think that respect comes from a misguided place. You see, back then, Heavy Machinery never vouched for us. They never stood up for us or had our backs. They only started to respect us when we suddenly became a threat on their radar. They aren't respecting us. They fear us. They fear the destructive power of two motivated men with a goal in mind, and they know that they can't beat us. They're looking for mercy. They're looking for us to back down in lieu of their respect. Let it be known that neither Tozawa or I will back down or show them mercy when we rip what is rightfully ours from their unconscious bodies at Backlash."
Oh my god. Oh my god. Shot across the bow. Holy crap.
Oh yeah. One Nation coming right for Heavy Machinery.
Nothing's better. Nothing's better than Mikey writing heel promos.
Honestly, I love writing heel promos.
They're fun. They're fun writing heel promos because you get to just go in on people.
It's so fun.
Oh
it's such a blast.
Does that mean we're getting an official Backlash match announcement?
I guess we'll see. Maybe next week.
Interesting. It's not yet official, but it looks to be possibly Heavy Machinery One Nation.
Maybe.
Maybe. A little tease. Let's keep it going.
Next up, match number 2, we have a third tournament match in our first round of our number 1 contenders tournament for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and we have Candice LeRae versus Peyton Royce, with Candice LeRae coming out on top. However, after the match, Ruby Riott jumps Candice LeRae from behind and beats her down. Ruby grabs a mic and says, "See you next week." Drops the mic on Candice and leaves.
Ooh, okay. So Candice gets the win, which leads into the Ruby Riott-Candice match.
Ruby Riott, Candice LeRae in the semifinals next week.
Oh. Well, then we have another semifinals as well. Who's going to join them?
Yes, we have another, I guess technically it's a quarterfinals match, but it's also the first round.
Yes.
Coming up later.
Okay, I'm excited.
We're gonna have 2 semifinal matches next week, and then on the go home show we'll have the finals.
Oh damn, oh damn, dog, you're setting up beautifully over here. I love it.
It worked out really well. So after that, we have a video package from the IIconics, which is weird timing now that I think about it, but here we are. Mm-hmm. The IIconics are talking to each other about the recent teams eyeing their women's tag titles on Raw. And Ryan, before I get into what they say, I want you to know that nothing I'm about to say is personal, and I love you. I love you. You're one of my best friends.
Oh, I
don't mean any of what I'm about to say.
Anything you say is all in good
fun. It's the IIconics.
Fun.
It's not me.
Anything you say is all in good fun. I don't give a shit.
All right. Peyton starts by saying, "Hey Billy, have you heard?" Hold on.
Hold on. Are you about to do an Australian accent on me, dog? He's finding it. He's finding the Australian accent. Vegemite.
No, I'm not even gonna try. Vegemite. I don't want to disrespect him like that. I can't. I almost had it.
Koalas. Vegemite.
Billy, boomerangs. Have you? Nope. I can't do it. I can't do it on command now.
Kangaroos. Shrimp on the barbie.
Oi, Billy, have you heard?
Oi! Open up a can of Foster's.
No, I'm just going to talk regular because I don't want to disrespect the Iconics like that.
Or Australians.
Or the Australian listeners out there. Of what, Peyton? Well, it looks like some tag teams over on Raw want a shot at our titles. What? Those talentless losers want a shot at the Iconics? You've got to be joking me.
Nice.
Hell, I'd even take NXT newbies before we take on those hacks from Raw.
Wow.
Me too. Guess we'll just have to show Raw how great we are so no one from that silly brand challenges us again. You're right, Peyton. We'll show them what it means to be iconic.
Perfect.
And promo. And video package.
The only adjustment I would make is go from how great we are when we beat them, and then adjust to great, or do you mean iconic?
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I love it. Okay, yeah, I like it. We got a rivalry brewing a little bit. I mean, technically, I don't have a number one contender yet, so it's gonna be either.
Yeah, that's why I didn't name any names.
Perfect. Yeah, it's gonna be either Belair, Naomi, or Morgan and Ripley. When is that match happening? Am I now? Hold on. When am I gonna look at this up? When am I having this match? I'm gonna have it in. Okay, I see. I see when I'm having this match. Okay, continue. I'm not gonna say it, but continue.
So next up, we have match number 3. We have Matt Riddle versus Mustafa Ali with Samoa Joe joining in on commentary.
Samoa Bro
joining in on commentary. My
Perfect.
Apologies.
Perfect.
Matt Riddle ends up winning this match, and after the match, Matt Riddle shakes Ali's hand, and the two leave the ring with a greater respect for one another because they're both baby faces. Hooray! Nice. I guess one match doesn't end with a beatdown, thank God. or a hostile promo afterwards.
Perfect.
We needed a little bit of feel good.
Yes. I love it.
So, next up, we have a backstage interview with Asuka about the tournament to decide the number one contender for the women's title at Backlash. Asuka says, I do not care about who wins. Asuka will destroy anyone in that ring, no matter who it is.
I like it.
Quick, simple promo from Asuka. Just being like, I don't give a shit who wins. I'll kick anybody's ass. Fuck it.
I like how since beating Ember Moon at Money in the Bank, Ember Moon's not in this tournament.
Yes.
I mean, granted, she was injured for a week or whatever, but she's just not in this tournament. She lost, so she's not in it.
Yeah, she was injured the first week of the tournament, I think. Oh, no, the week before this tournament started, she was injured.
Okay.
Next up, after that backstage interview with Asuka, we have match number 4, Kevin Owens versus Drew Gulak, with Kevin Owens getting the win.
A returning Drew Gulak.
Just a nice match, easy peasy. Kevin Owens takes the victory.
A returning Drew Gulak.
Yeah, I guess he left for a little bit.
He left for a week or two, took a nice vacation, and now he's back.
Yeah. All right, so that match. Kevin Owens wins. Nothing happens. They just a fun match. After that, we have a backstage interview with Randy Orton about what happened to Braun Strowman. Orton begins, well, it's really a shame. I was looking forward to a new challenger for my title. It feels like I haven't had a formidable one, and then a man in a suit runs in and cuts Orton off and whispers something into his ear. Orton looks shocked at what the man told him and says, "Sorry, we're gonna have to cut this interview short." And Orton leaves in a little bit of a hurry. And then we hear off screen, "Where is he? Where is that bastard?" Braun Strowman storms through the interview area, ripping off a sling and a neck brace, and he is destroying the backstage area looking for Randy Orton. And then Strowman storms through the area, storms off screen, and Strowman is back already. He returned from the hospital after his beatdown, and he's pissed.
He bursted through the hospital doors like the Kool-Aid Man.
I was gonna have him drive through a wall with the ambulance. Just get out of the ambulance, but I thought that was too much.
You gotta build to it. You gotta build to it. Drive through an ambulance. Well, to be fair, Braun Strowman's vehicle
Braun Strowman was like halfway to the ambulance. That he's laying down in the back and just goes Braun, and then he beats up the paramedics and steals the ambulance. I mean,
he if we know anything from Braun Strowman, he loves his vehicles. He's all about trains, garbage trucks, ambulances. He's all about it.
We just see Strowman storming through the backstage area, destroying everything, and looking for Orton.
I can't wait for this to lead to a WWE Universal Championship match, Randy Orton versus Braun Strowman, but it's also an ambulance match. I can't wait.
It'll be very good. And lastly, we have our main event, which is another first-round tournament match between Charlotte Flair and Bayley. And in the end, Bayley picks up the victory over Charlotte Flair with Sasha Banks watching at a perpendicular angle in the back.
It's Bayley versus Sasha Banks next week.
Yes. Now we have next week in our semifinals, we have Ruby Riott versus Candice LeRae and Bayley versus Sasha Banks.
Wow. Oh, you're bringing the heat.
Oh, yeah.
You win a week, and you're like, well, time to keep the train rolling. Holy crap, you're bringing some heat to this fire, dog.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
my God. Oh, no, I'm terrified now. Okay, I'll be honest. I think you had a better card this week.
No.
I think you had a really strong card. Oh man, you're sizing up a good WWE Championship match between Braun and Orton. We don't know what's happening with McIntyre. We haven't seen him in weeks, but I like we got Braun and Orton a little sizing up here. One Nation are continuing to look like they're going after the titles. You had a nice tournament happening with these with the women's championship, which is leading to an amazing next week. Which then it's going to turn into a singles match of either LeRae and Riott, or LeRae or Riott versus either Banks or Bayley. Which, holy crap, either one of those possible matchups is great. Yeah, this is a good card. I really like it. I really like it, Mikey.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
I was a fan of this one.
Yes, so if you liked SmackDown, I hate to plug SmackDown even more, but if you like SmackDown, again, go to our Twitter, @HitTheBooksPod. It's pinned to the top of our Twitter page, top of our profile page, I should say. It's a little poll. Just vote on the poll if you enjoyed Mikey's SmackDown or enjoyed Monday Night Raw.
If you enjoyed Ryan, listen, we'll put each other over. If you like Ryan's Raw, you vote for Ryan.
I did this last week with Jesse. Let's just give each other like 10 seconds to tell the audience why you should vote for SmackDown and why we should vote for Raw.
What if instead of us trying to convince the audience, let's cut a promo on each other?
No, I'm like, I can't cut promos on anyone.
You cut a promo on me and on my SmackDown, and I'll cut a promo on you and your Raw, and we'll diss each other.
But then I want to.
We're building heat, Ryan. This is how wrestling works.
Shit, I don't want to build heat, though. I was just going to tell the audience why Raw is better. Well, okay. I guess it is a promo. I guess I can tell the audience why you should vote for Raw by dissing you.
Why debate it is, then?
Well, why? But why? I can't tell them to vote for Raw by dissing you. So, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, vote for Monday Night Raw. The superior... It's the A show, baby. We got a humongous, amazing card. Jinder Mahal's back. Kofi Kingston's back. You got Brock Lesnar showing up out of nowhere? I mean, the only other people that do stuff out of nowhere are a bunch of losers.
You coming at my champion.
You got NXT tag teams showing up. You got Roman versus Corporate Fiend. He's talking about HR, baby. HR. Plus, you got a bunch of mysteries. It's like a murder mystery over here. Who attacked Aleister Black? Who's paying off the LLC to attack New Day? Was it someone also paying off the LLC to attack Aleister Black? Who knows, baby? But we got mysteries over here galore. Go vote for Raw. Don't vote for blue, ugly colors.
And listen, if you want a brand where the champion actually shows up consistently, you vote for SmackDown.
Wow.
SmackDown's going to come for you. We have an awesome women's division. We have the women's tag titles. What do you got over there? Some random rinky-dink tag teams you're making on the fly? Nah. We got the IIconics. We had the Boss and the Thug. We had the Empresses of the Night, man. We had a stacked women's tag division, and the IIconics are on top right now. We got Samoa Bro up in here, our United States champion, and we have this awesome tournament for the women's championship.
I love you talking about how your women's tag team division's great by talking about how you have two people like, oh, my tag team division's great. These are two teams that I no longer have anymore.
two teams that turned on each other.
That's like me being like, oh, our WWE champion's great. It's the big dog, Roman Reigns. Or at least it was. Know who's a great up-and-coming superstar? Aleister Black. Or he was until he got knocked out.
Okay, it turns out we both suck at cutting promos. So anyway.
Please go vote.
Vote for whoever's card you like better.
At Hit the Books Pod, vote in that poll.
We're better
baby.
at writing cards than we are at writing promos.
Jesus Christ. So again, thank you everybody for listening to this week's episode of Hit the Books. Like we said, vote in that poll on Twitter at Hit the Books Pod. Of course, we'd appreciate if you leave a follow as well. What else? You can also subscribe to our show, subscribe to our, network, because we have more shows every once in a while. We got that new show, Wrestling with Statistics, where me and Craig from Pro Wrestling Musings go over some sort of statistics analysis of the weekly Dynamites. We sort of went over the analysis of Double or Nothing. So peep that review over there. Good show, so go check it out. Of course, if you like what you heard, leave a review. We would appreciate it. We'd appreciate it greatly. Mikey, any final thoughts say to the audience? Anything I forgot?
Remember on those reviews, 6 stars or more, because we snuck our way back into the Tokyo Dome.
I thought we left the Tokyo Dome. I think
we did because they caught us. But now, since security's all home, staying for the pandemic, and they're all on lockdown, we got to sneak back in.
Yeah, no one's in the Tokyo Dome.
Exactly,
Which sucks because before we were able to get food scraps from the concession stands and everything. But now it's no one's there for weeks, and now we're like, geez, and we're sort of
we've been roasting mop heads on a campfire we made.
Yeah, don't tell Perry Saturn. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's episode of Hit the Books. We love you so much. Everybody have a lovely week.
Maybe we should move to Daly's place.
They're open, at least. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Until next time, we've got 2 words for you.
Book it.